Hey there, Brady here with your daily tennis lesson. So we're looking at directionals this week, and today specifically I kind of want to throw out a couple scenarios where we can ultimately ignore directionals. They are a really good guideline to follow. They're building blocks to play really solid, high percentage tennis. They're definitely not the law. All right, so the first scenario I want to look at today where we can throw out the idea of directionals is on the approach shot. And the reason for this is, for the most part at the club level, the approach shot is in play because my opponent has hit a weaker, shorter ball. They're not using the Federer knife slice shallow on purpose all the time, where my approach shot's like a super difficult ball for me. They likely went from hitting probably a few solid ground strokes to hitting something weak and short, and now it's bringing me in. So the fact that the timing that I have is extended, the height of the ball is most likely up, so I've got net clearance built into the shot. Now I can really throw out the directional idea. If it comes in as an outside ball, which we're going to see in a second here, Mark's going to hit cross court. You know me, I think the silliest shot in tennis is taking an outside ball backhand and going up the line. But once I start to come forward, my momentum's in behind the shot. I had a lot of time because the ball came in slower. It sat up. Now in this position, look, we got to end points, right? We don't want to just say, oh, I have to abide by directional law and hit back to mark. Now, as an approach shot hitter, I might be in a bad spot. I'm in no man's land. He might go up the line with the amount of time that he saved by me hitting back towards him. So approach shot for sure. So let's have a look. Mark's going to feed an outside directional, and I'm playing my backhand approach up the line. All right. So there you can see it. Look, there might be a follow-up there. He is running into his forehand. He probably felt that he hit a weak ball and probably is going to have to go chase. So don't just hit your approach shot, away from him thinking, oh, that's a winner every time. Stay engaged in the point. But look, my technique is plenty solid enough to come up and redirect that approach shot because of the slowness and the easiness of it. All right. The second time I like to throw out the idea of directionals is when I'm using my weapon. Let's take Federer, for example. All right, if Federer's here rallying with Djokovic, backhand to backhand, what you're going to see a lot is Djokovic sticks to his backhand because he's really got a great backhand, probably even with his forehand. Federer's forehand is so much more significantly better than his backhand that you'll see Federer go around here, okay? And he'll create an inside ball for himself. And we know with inside balls he could redirect. But what you might see, if this ball comes in solid, I want to use my weapon. Federer wants to use his weapon, which is the forehand. We've got now more options than the backhand would have created. I might very well, as this comes in, Mark, go ahead and just hit me a deep ball to this side. So I might very well go around this ball. And from this position, all right, yes, I'm way over here. I got into the side that's my weapon. We know as an inside ball I could redirect. I could go up the line. I could go to mark. But you want to remember, your weapon should create options that your opponent is almost not aware of. Right now, Mark's thinking I'd probably go with one of those two. I'd feel really good about my forehand maybe taking a crack at the service box over here. I'll try to hit that in flight here in a second, but your weapon should trump just hitting the outside ball, staying steady in the rally. Let's try to get into the shot you hit the best as often as possible so that you now have options beyond what your opponent thinks you might be capable of. So let's actually try to see that forehand. I'll create pretty significant angle here. Okay, so that ball right there. That's really not one of the options we've looked at with directionals. It's definitely not something I think I could pull off consistently with my backhand. So that would be a time where I might hit in to spots on the court and definitely go against what the directional tells me if I'm hitting the shot that I feel most confident in, all right? I know that's a little bit wordy, but use the shot you're best at, and then you don't always have to follow the directional laws. All right, third time we're gonna throw out the directionals is when the court is wide open. So let's just say that last forehand I just hit. Mark, go to where you think you would have been if you had made the shot. Right, so look at that, right? He's so far out there. He returns his backhand cross court over here, and I haven't run around it. All right, I've got my backhand here. I know how often I've said, hey, don't redirect up the line, but because of Mark's position being so extremely over there, we've got to take our chance up the line. All right, and let's say I make that 2 out of 3 times. So I'm at 66% make percentage. If I go back cross court, Mark's already over there. I'm probably back into a 50-50 rally at that point with my backhand. All right, so if you just think you're just straight up steadier than your opponent, I guess you could go back cross court, but I still think, you know, we got to keep our opponents honest. If we hit as good of a forehand as I hit on the previous shot and now don't take a crack at the open court, honestly, why would I have even taken the risk of hitting the forehand there? Let's try to take a crack at ending the rally. All right, so Mark, go ahead. You're gonna be way wide out there. I've got that forehand ripping you off the court. And look, I don't think I need, when it comes in, the biggest backhand I can hit, because that would be trickier to time. I need something that's maybe struck at 60 or 70% of my total pace to gain some control over it. And anything up that half with him there is definitely a winner, all right? Okay, so there it is right there. It's still a full swing backhand, you know, and look, it obviously takes a really nice setup shot to get to that point for me to entertain this idea. But once that court is so separated with where your target is and where your opponent's standing, at that point as well, I think you should feel free to go ahead and eliminate the idea of following the directionals and just rip to the open court, all right? So that's all I got for today. Hope that was super helpful. Please click like below this video, and if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please do so, as well as check down below me in the description of this video. You'll find the link to 3 free courses Mark and I have put together. I think you'll find those really helpful as well. All right, so until next time, be well. We'll see you soon at Daily Tennis Lesson.